You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al
Live from the fantasyfootballshow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? You're watching the Fantasy Football Show live with your man Smitty. And of course, as always, the phone lines will be open. Let's go ahead and drop those now. Drop the number now and open that up.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Dong.
So we'll go ahead and open the phone line up now. Appreciate everybody being in here. Seth, Macho from the last time. I'll close out our throne team, which looks fire, by the way. Call-in segment is here. Voicemail segment is also here. Topic of each of these will be right here. So definitely remind me if I don't keep this up to date during the entire segment that I will definitely do so. So here's the topic at hand. First voice message while we wait for a phone call is going to come from the Graveyard community.
Hey, Smitty Silver. Hey, what do you think about Zach Ertz as kind of a late tight end, maybe like the 8th to 10th, maybe 12th tight end drafted? What do you think about his upside? because I'm looking at it in Arizona. I mean, you don't really have any red zone threats, any end zone threats, and nobody with size. I'm kind of looking at Ertz maybe, I don't know, 10 touchdown season, something like that. It looked like he had pretty good chemistry with Kyler last year. What do you think about Ertz? I'm kind of liking him maybe over Knox and Freiermuth a little bit. What do you think?
I don't know if I like him over Knox or Freiermuth, but I do like him. I like him as like a 10, number 10 type tight end. You miss out on Freiermuth, you miss out on Knox. Pretty decent. They did draft McBride, as Meet the Woo said, but I don't know that's going to affect too much right out of the gate. But McBride will definitely, by the end of the year, we'll know what he is. But early on, Ertz will be the guy. Ertz having trouble staying healthy, I think, is going to be concern numero uno. And we've got a moon request for ETN. I'm sorry, I just can't hand out moon requests like to the moon, ETN. That was easy. That was easy to trick me into that. ETN to the moon official, of course. Next question is coming from voicemail group number uno, and that's gonna be from Ryan.
What's up, Smitty? Really quick question. I posted a trade in one of my home leagues. I offer J.K. Dobbins and my Javonte for his Breece Hall and Aaron Jones. What do you think?
All right, let's hear that again.
What's J.K. Dobbins and my Javonte leagues? I offer J.K. Dobbins and my Javonte for his Breece Hall and Aaron Jones. What do you think?
For Hall and A. Jones. Okay, I'm not sure if he said redraft or dynasty. Did he say?
Okay. What's up, Smitty? Really quick question. I posted a trade in one of my home leagues.
It didn't say dynasty or redraft. I'm going to say I'll answer both questions, or both scenarios. So Dobbins and Javonte for Hall and Aaron Jones. As much as I love Javonte, Hall is going to be so good, I think. And Aaron Jones together, that's just a better option than going with the injured J.K. Dobbins. If it's dynasty, give me... It's tough. You almost have to take the Aaron Jones side on both accounts just because Aaron Jones and Hall together are just... Hall's going to be a beast in dynasty. So I just can't... I can't sign off on Javonte by himself against Aaron Jones and Hall. If it's dynasty, I'd rather. I think I'm leaning Javonte all of a sudden. I love Hall so much though that Aaron Jones is getting older. He probably has 1 or 2 years left. Maybe just 1 year left. Give me the Javonte side in dynasty. It's close though, only because I love Hall that much, but. I'm going to say give me the Javonte side in Dynasty. Give me the Hall and Aaron Jones side pretty easily in redraft. Yeah, and you could trade J.K. Dobbins for something else. You know what I mean? So in the end, is it Javonte and J.K.? No, it's probably Javonte, and you go get a different player. So definitely feel like that's where I would lean, broski, if you know what I'm saying. What else we got? Whoops. All right, here's another one from the Bruce.
Hey, Smitty, what's better, full point PPR or half point PPR? I need to know because I have all the guys here in my league and they want to change it to half point. So we just want to know what's better, full point or half point.
It's all preference, bro. It's all preference. Bobby says, dead channel. American sport isn't a sport. Okay, well, see you later, Bobby. Bobby, guess what you are? No longer on the show. Congrats. Enjoy. Deuces. Go find another place to try and tear down. PPR, non-PPR, it's all preference. But me, I only play PPR. I don't play in non-PPR. I don't play in 0.5 PPR. I don't like that. I like PPR. That's the way I roll. Everybody's different. Preference it's all about preference. Bobby's gone anyway. Silver, I got rid of him. It's all preference, bro. And the honest thing is, like, I don't think you're going to find a lot of content for half PPR or for zero, for zero, for non-PPR leagues. Content's catered to PPR now. So you could say, oh, I like it a little bit better. I feel like non-PPR allows me to rank this or rank that way. But bottom line is you're not going to find content that's going to be, as good. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do for you?
It's Ricky B. What do you think about Kareem Hunt and Diontae Johnson?
Hunt and Johnson? Sounds like a law firm. Hunt and Johnson instead of Nick Chubb. How do I feel? I mean, I don't know, bro.
Well, the rumors one of them might get traded.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. But I really think that, you're probably better off grabbing a guy like Hunt later, passing on Nick Chubb and taking a second round player that you absolutely love, that you don't have concerns about. Because Nick Chubb, like in the middle of 2, not a huge fan of that. Late second round, early third round, I love Nick Chubb there. But I'm certainly not going to be drafting Chubb too high. And Hunt's going like almost cuff territory now. He used to go in the 3rd and 4th round as a standalone player. Now we've got this guy Kareem Hunt going back into almost flex territory. So I absolutely love Kareem Hunt's value. I don't love Nick Chubb's value. Do I draft Nick Chubb over Kareem Hunt? Absolutely. I'm not an idiot. But when we're talking about ADP values, bro, Hunt has literally no risk. Chubb has a ton of it. And Diontae Johnson, he's got some upside too, but I think Kareem Hunt's got the lock on the running back 2 spot. But if he gets hurt,
Well, I was watching PFF, and they had, I think, Hunt 3rd, Diontae 5th, and Chubb 6th for elusive rating or something like that. Like, they were like 3 in the top 7.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Maybe Chubb was 7th.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, you take Hunt maybe 6th or 7th round, especially maybe if he gets traded to, like, who would pick him up? Would Kansas City take him back, you think? I mean, they could use him.
I don't think anybody...
I know you talk about...
Yeah. I mean, could they...
I know you're talking about Kansas City. I know you're talking about Kansas City running backs because the system's so complex, but Kareem Hunt had his rookie year, he went off.
I mean...
why would he go off and not...
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about what ifs though. Like if he went there, sure. I mean, who wouldn't love Kareem Hunt in Kansas City? But like, I doubt they're trading for him. But if they did, if I mean, anything's possible. This is a crazy offseason. I think to trade for Kareem Hunt, a running backs are rarely traded for. But to not like go above and beyond to try and keep Tyreek Hill, like that would be kind of crazy to me to think of that. But. I don't know. Anything's possible, bro. It's just the craziest offseason we've ever seen. To answer your question, if Kareem Hunt was in KC, we'd all love him. I don't even know where his ADP would climb to if he was in KC. Because you think
it'd be somewhere in the 1st.
I don't know about 1st, bro, but like he would be overdrafted. Like it would be a risk, but it would be kind of like a fun risk, but not in the 1st round. But like, could he go in the 2nd?
Would you take him over Najee?
No, he's not. I just said he's not going in the 1st round.
You wouldn't take Kareem Hunt and KC, not over Najee?
No, there's too much unknown, bro. Like if they traded for him, they're likely trading for him to use him. I get that, but like, no, you can't take him over. Najee's number 2. That's almost take a lap worthy, bro. Almost take a lap worthy. If you want to say he's 1st round, I could understand you like wanting to go there, but like, come on, you can't say Kareem Hunt going to KC vaults him into the top 3. Like, no way, bro.
Well, you've seen how he was when he played there.
I heard.
Years ago.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. But like, no. The answer is no. He's not over Najee Harris.
Okay.
Najee Harris is our number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, whatever. Me, he's number 2. But like, do I like him? Do I like him in like the? I don't even know where I like him. I don't even know if I could take him above proven guys. Just because he's in KC, like. We'd have to know all the details. It would be probably around 2. And I'd be lying to you if I said I knew how to take that right now. Like you're talking about a hypothetical. Like wait, let's stop with it because it's not even going there. But like I would say 2nd, 3rd round, I could see happening. Okay, what else you got? Or like arguing about something that's
No,
not
I was
even.
just saying with Dearness Johnson, he's basically free at this point. He's worth a flyer, the 12th, 13th, 14th round.
Yeah, Dearness Johnson, I like him as a late grab. A late grab. Get off says Watson is innocent and no evidence, and y'all don't want to speak about him anymore. I speak about him every day, bro. I talk about Watson every single day. Like I don't think you can say that to me. I break this stuff down constantly.
Okay, last question. Where would you take Hunter now if you knew he's going to stay in Cleveland? 6th round?
Kareem Hunt. Yeah, I'd say like 7. 7's really good.
Okay. Take care, man.
Yeah, appreciate you. Call back if you have another question. I mean, he really wants Hunt and KC. You can tell. Let's go with the next. The Bruce. Next question from the Bruce.
Hey, Smitty. My other question is it better to go Swift, Javonte, and then try to go receiver, or should I go Swift, maybe a Stephon Diggs, and then a Breece Hall, or should I just take all 3 right in a row?
I mean, you can take all 3, the Bruce. It depends on the flow. It depends on who's their wide receiver. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do for you?
Hey, what's up, Smitty? It's Angus. How's it going?
Angus! What's up, Angus?
What's up, dude? I'm with you there in terms of I think Herbert is going to probably end up being the QB1 this year. I mean, obviously Allen's going to be right there at 2, but I do think it can be Herbert, and him at the 4 is a really good value. But I think taking someone like Trey Lance in like the 8th or the 9th, that value is just so much better. Like, granted, if Jimmy G doesn't leave, that makes it a bit scary. But like, the more I think about it, I just can't see myself targeting anybody other than Trey Lance just because of the value you're getting. And similarly with Dallas Goedert in like the 9th, I think Dalton Schultz in like the 7th, 6th, 7th is going to be like the tight end 2. But if you're getting Goddard in like the 9th, that value is just too good to pass up.
So I hear what you're saying, and this is an argument as old as time, or as old as me at least. And you're never going to hear me tell you that you have to take a quarterback early, and you're never going to hear me tell you that you can't take a quarterback early. I think when people take that perspective, and I'm not saying this to be offensive to your stance or anything, I'm more so attacking the gibberish out there and the ignorant way that people look at this topic. You're weighing it out. Like, I respect your take, but what I think a lot of people don't consider is that it's so about flow. It has nothing to do with the general thinking of, oh, quarterbacks are so deep, I can just wait until later. Like, that is a very vague blanket way to look at it. What you got to ask yourself is who's on the board still when you're on the clock. Like in the throne draft, for example, and I can pull that up here, and I don't know if you can see it right now, but this is in the throne draft. Where your boy Smitty and our community here, we took Justin Herbert at 4.12. So let me give you an example of why I think it would be faulty thinking to just assume that taking a quarterback early is bad. So here's the board for the throne draft. At 4.12, Justin Herbert is sitting there, and we have guys like Allen Robinson, Mike Williams, who we took right after that. So we got to take Mike Williams out. Jacobs, Brandon Cooks. Sure. I like Hollywood Brown. Like, I could argue that. Sutton, Miles Sanders. There's no one really around this area that's screaming, take me or you're going to lose your league. Take me or you're going to regret it. There's no Breece Hall sitting there. There's no ETN. There's no Mark Andrews. There's no T. Higgins. There's no A.J. Brown or even like a David Montgomery. Like, those are guys that you say, okay, let's go that route you're talking about where you wait on a quarterback. You're talking about drafting potentially the number 1 scorer in fantasy football. Why Trey Lance can be, and you're not going to find a bigger Trey Lance fantasy football advocate than me. Like, I've been talking Trey Lance up to the moon. And he's going to explode. He's going to be a top 5 to 7 fantasy football quarterback. He runs. He's got an offense that's unbelievable. I love Trey Lance, but that doesn't mean that you wait blanketly. Like, no matter what. Like, Herbert was the pick here. even with Joe Burrow going to at 7.8, we almost like regretted it initially. We're like, holy crap, we could have got Joe Burrow at 7.1 and then taken another player. You look at it and it's like, what player would we have gotten? You know, maybe we would have had Hollywood Brown, but like, look at who we got in the 7th round anyway, Hopkins. It's like, I understand Hollywood Brown's good there. I understand that maybe Eli Mitchell or St. Brown or A.J. Dillon, those are good there. Like, taking that player instead of Herbert, I mean, you could argue it, but we got Herbert and Hopkins over whatever player you would take in your Trey Lance. So it's like, you got to compare apples to apples. It's all about flow, and you could be right 7 times, and I could be right, 3 times, just depending on the flow. And I'm going to be in your camp if at 4.12 there's somebody else like Breece Hall sitting there. You and I both will be fighting for Trey Lance later. So it's all about flow. Don't take any preconceived notion or a cemented in strategy, and be very open to the flow of draft, bro. And I think you'll be right a lot of the time, though. It just matters of who's available.
For sure. Yeah, no, you're right. That is the way to do it. And so my bit of a different question. In the league I'm in, they're thinking of doing a 2 QB auction draft coming up for this season. How, like, in normal auction drafts, right, like I would prioritize like a good running back or something like that. How would I then in an auction format factor in quarterbacks, and just how much budget should I allocate there?
Auctions hard to determine, because auction, you've got to go with the flow that's a little different than in a snake draft. Auction, you don't really know what the flow is until a lot of people are spending their money. So the whole point of an auction, the whole strategy is to get people spending. So let's say you don't like Kamara. Let's say you don't want Dalvin Cook. Let's say you don't want, Kelsey or something. Those are great players to throw out when you're on the clock and it's your time to throw a player out. Be like Kelsey, Christian McCaffrey, and you get people spending. And then once the big dogs get settled in, you kind of know what you're dealing with, and when you have some baselines. But like ultimately, I'm looking at targeting these guys I think can be top 5 at their position, like Javonte, like Swift, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker later, much later. Don't even bring him up. Let everybody spend their money before you bring his name up, and then get these wide receivers like DK and Waddle and McLaurin that can go a lot cheaper and less expensive. They'll be a lot less expensive than the Jeffersons and Jamar Chases. ETN will be a steal. I just think it depends on it. There's no real way to tell you to prepare for an auction, because flow can be so crazy, man. It can change everything.
I guess the question is then, in the 2 QB format, are there some quarterbacks you'd want to, like, I guess, targets or ideally like to get? Like, I understand flow and everything, but you know how you mentioned, you can get ETN as a steal. I agree with that. People might be down on him, but like just some QBs where you're like, yeah, no, that's what I'm going to aim for, versus like Josh Allen at the 1.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. It'd have to depend on what. Sorry, I was answering a question here and taking care of a moderator issue. What was that last question?
More just in that style, how you said like there are some people in the auction you target like Javonte or ETN because you'd be able to get them at a bit of a discount. Are there any quarterbacks that kind of fit that mold for you? Sorry. In 2 QB setting? Yeah,
2 QB, I'd say Davis Mills. I love a lot as my second quarterback, like real sneaky type. Past that, it's like, Trey Lance, you already know that. Trey Lance, Hurts is sometimes overvalued, sometimes undervalued. I mean, it really is Trey Lance, it's Hurts, it's Burrow's ridiculous, bro. Burrow's ridiculous. You guys, anybody that's going to come in and try and disrupt the chat, they're going to be gone. So, Silver, I drop you. I give you permission. If someone comes in and they're like literally like, ask me first, but like they're not going to come into the chat and just try and destroy and tear apart the chat. Like they'll be gone. So, Silver, you use your judgment and understand. Like, I don't want somebody that disagrees with me to be blocked or anything like that. But Silver, like someone comes in and tries to do that, He clearly wants to just disrupt the chat. Just boom, get him out of there. Yeah. Anything else you got? I mean, auction's tough, bro. Auction's tough. But Burrow's going in like the 6th, 7th round sometimes. That's insane in redraft. In redraft snake. But in an auction, I imagine if you waited on Burrow, a lot of times you'd see that same kind of like dollar drop where Burrow's going around 5, 6, 7. And Burrow could be the number one. He could be the number one quarterback in fantasy football. He could be the number one scorer in all of fantasy football. I'm not saying I rank Burrow 1. I rank Herbert and Josh Allen 1 and 2. But if we're arguing, is it logical to think that Burrow could be the number one quarter? Absolutely. He could be the number one overall scorer, and you get him at equivalent in auction to like 6th round value. Top of the 6th, late 5th. You're going to get, you sleep on Joe Burrow, like that's a bigger sleeper than Trey Lance. Lance is sleeping late, and I love him. In an auction, I bet you anything, Lance is probably the best value aside from that. But if Burrow's there at 6th round equivalent auction dollar value or in the 6th round in a snake draft, that is you're going to get. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
Probably the best value in the draft. Like Joe Burrow falling in the throne draft right here. I'll throw it on screen again. Just made me sick. 7.8. Right in the middle of your screen there. 7.8. That is the steal of the entire draft. Burrow has no business around 6, but he's there at 7.8. That's ridiculous. I don't care if there's nice steals later. That's the steal of the draft.
Sure. No, I get what you're saying, man. And hey, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, call in anytime, man. Sorry I was distracted. I was dealing with a couple different things while you're talking. I'll be more paying attention
you're good.
next time. All right, call back if you have another one even today. The phone lines are open. Later. All right, dial in if you got something. The Bruce. Oh, what was the Bruce's last question?
Hey, Smitty. My other question is it better to go Swift, Javonte, and then try to go receiver, or should I go Swift?
So Swift, Javonte. I mean, ultimately, try calling back, buddy. I missed your call. Swift or Javonte, it's hard to argue that I'm going to see anything on the board at 12 and 13 at the turn picks that I'm going to like better than that. That's pretty darn good, bro. Try one more time. I don't know why it's not answering. Sorry about that. I find it hard to believe I'm going to see 2 wide receivers there, or even like Adams in one of them. I like Swift and Javonte because the wide receivers, you're at least going to get one of DK, McLaurin, or Waddle. And then you could get Burrow with the other one. What's up? You're live in the Fantasy Football Show.
What's up, man? It's Overcome.
Overcome!
What's going on, man?
What's up, buddy boy?
Hey, I've got 2 questions. First question, I was listening to the CBS guys this morning, and one of the dudes actually saved me a couple years ago, told everyone to trade Todd Gurley in like week 13.
Hey. I led that charge, bro. Nobody saved nobody from Todd Gurley before I did. This was in the Super Bowl. Coming out of that Super Bowl, your boy Smitty literally did a video 10,000 times where I came on and said, no Todd Gurley, no Todd Gurley, no Todd Gurley. And I didn't say another word. Just 10,000 straight times. People are like, what's this guy doing? What's this guy doing? So I don't, maybe you weren't following me back then, Overcome, but like, I'm sorry, I had to interrupt because nobody's saving nobody from, I started that movement. He was the number 1 or number 2 overall player coming out of that Super Bowl. And your boy Smitty said, no Todd Gurley coming out of there. And people thought I was mad. People thought I was crazy. That's when I first started my YouTube channel. And people absolutely lost their minds when I did it. They just thought I was crazy. This is the number 1 overall pick. Are you stupid? What's this guy doing? Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not sure if I was following you.
Okay.
I know I've been listening to you this is my 2nd season now, I think, following you. But
I just had to say that. I'm sorry.
So that guy Dave was saying this morning, Kamara is still a 2nd round pick, even with the 6-game suspension. What do you think?
Okay, so back to reality. Kamara's 2nd round pick. No. With a 6 to 8 game suspension, that is, look, like where are we drafting Hopkins? round 7, right? We feel pretty good about that. Where would Hopkins be going without the 6-game suspension? Probably round 3. To be like, no one's gonna remember it right now. They're gonna be like, no, Hopkins. Like, you're already settled in your mind at what value Hopkins has. But like, Hopkins dropped 3-4 rounds potentially, at least 3. Kamara, if he's getting 6 to 8 games, you're gonna lose your league if you take him in round 2. And I don't care if you cuff him to. You don't even know if Melvin or Mark Ingram is the cuff. You know. You don't even know if Mark Ingram's going to hold up at all. Thank you, Ron Navy, for the super. Appreciate you. But I don't know, bro. I think, like, I don't even think I'm comfortable in round 3. Let me ask you a question. Because this is where my mind goes. And when someone says something like you take Kamara in the top of round 3, I want to lose it. I'm absolutely about to lose it. Would you really take Kamara out 6 to 8 games over Breece Hall?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I was thinking about it. I don't think so, man.
I mean, you don't have to. I know you're worried about me screaming at you, but like Breece Hall for a full season, even if he's sharing carries in week 1, whatever people want to complain about, like Breece Hall for an entire year or Kamara. Breece Hall is going in round 4, or you're reaching for him in round 3. And that's like guaranteed to be there for you before Kamara goes. If you're on the clock and you're contemplating Kamara, I would say 10 times out of 10 in redraft, Breece Hall's still on the board. I'd say 10 times out of 10 times. Yeah. If you're contemplating Kamara and you're like, oh man, he's still there. What do I do? What if it's not 6 to 8 games? I guarantee you Breece Hall's still on the board. If anybody takes Kamara over Breece Hall, who's to the moon, on his way
to the moon,
I'm absolutely going to lose it, because that's a full season of Breece Hall and 6 to 8 games without Kamara. And what happens when a player's out 6 to 8 games? What usually happens that first game back? They struggle a little bit. They need to get their feet under them. Yeah. So they're really kind of out an extra game. So if he's out, let's say 6 games, he's really kind of out 7. And someone look up the bye week. When's the bye week for the Saints? Does anybody have that off the top of their head?
I'm not sure.
Somebody look that up.
I'm not sure.
Let's see. Kamara, in the throne draft, he went at 2.2. Absolutely crazy. Show player card. Saints have a bye in week 6. So if he's out 6 games, he's really not coming back until week 8. Like, think about that. Now, good thing the bye week, that would suck to then get hit with the bye week right after. But at the same time, it's going to suck to wait an extra game. But we're talking about week 8. You're drafting Alvin Kamara. Someone said week 14. Isn't it week 6? Oh, is that last year? That's last year. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Week 14? Yeah, Saints buys in week 14. So you're going to be without Kamara, and then he's going to have a bye. Like, I mean, you're going to get hit with that bye either way. You look at it, but that's horrible. It's week 14 is like the worst week too. Like, JT's got a bye in week 14 as well. That's horrible, because I mean, it can work out. Yeah. Like, here there's 2 ways to look at this, because I get asked this question a lot. Should I avoid JT because it's bye week 14? First of all, if you worry about bye weeks in general, I think it's a waste of time. If I had all my buys in 1 week, I'd prefer that than to bleed out slowly every single week. I lose a guy in week 8. I lose a guy in week 7. I lose a guy. You're slowly bleeding out. I'd rather bleed out all at once and come back with a fury all year long. But the one thing that you got to worry about is this week 14 bye. If you think about it from this perspective, if your playoffs start in week 14, right? You could have a first round bye. Some people still have their playoffs start in week 14. So they have their playoffs start week 14, 15, 16. They don't play week 17. They've never adjusted to the one extra game. Some leagues do that. More leagues than you would think. And my advice to them is this. In a way, if you've got JT for 13 straight weeks and every other team out there has guys on buys all year long, and you literally have been bye free of Jonathan Taylor through 13 games, if you don't get the wild or the playoff bye based on having JT with no buys, then maybe you don't deserve to be in the playoffs anyway. So, like, I can understand from somebody's perspective to be scared in a league that starts the playoffs in week 14 to have JT, but you're probably going to have a bye in that week. Now, the other side of the coin is if you get 13 weeks of JT and you don't get him in the final week of your regular season because your regular season ends in week 14 and the playoffs are 15, 16, 17. If you don't make the playoffs because JT's on a bye in that final week and you had JT for 13 straight weeks, you don't deserve to make the playoffs. So there is some like argument to like bye weeks being a problem this year because of week 14, but at the same time, it's all relative. I could argue any side of it, but coming back to Kamara, you're out 6 to 8 games, and then he has a bye in week 14. Like, you're going to take this man in the second round. Who said take him in the second round? What was his name?
Dave with CBS Fantasy.
Oh, bro.
They do a podcast every morning, but
yeah, no. He probably heard my
Todd Gurley. So if no one reaches for him, what do you think? If he's sitting there in the 5th and 6th round like Hopkins, is that what you're thinking?
He probably heard my Todd Gurley take, bro. That's probably where he got it.
Maybe. I might have, dude. I've been listening to you for a few years now.
Okay.
But not that long.
Look, you take Kamara 6 to 8 games in the 3rd round, you're in trouble. Like I said, Breece Hall, where's Breece Hall going? 3rd round. Like, easy. You can take him in the 3rd round. He's going in the 4th round sometimes. He's going in the 4th round sometimes, bro. In the 4th round.
Yeah.
Breece Hall's there every time in the 3rd round, and that's where Kamara's going to go at the very... Like, he's not going in round 4. There are going to be people that think, just like Dave is, that he's good in round 2. So there's no way he's slipping to round 4. So I'm telling you, 0 times take Kamara. 0 times. You can draft Breece Hall and get him all year. Breece Hall is going to ball. Breece Hall will answer the call. Breece Hall will not fall. Overcome.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Unless he falls in your draft.
Hey, I got another question.
Yeah.
I got another question for you. So I was looking at the Fantasy Pros website at the strength of schedules, and David Montgomery has the easiest schedule according to Fantasy Pros. Does that change your attitude towards him at all, or is he still in that borderline dead zone? Or
what
are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't have a bad attitude against him. I like him. He's proven to be able to be a top 5 running back. He did 2 years ago. He's number 4, number 5 running back. I strength of schedule is kind of like tough to really use because my strength of schedule that I personally make, I'll tell you where it has them, the Bears, because everybody's got different strengths of schedule. My strength of schedule, let me find it for you, and I will tell you, and I've got it on thefantasyfootballshow.com. So make sure you get on over there and check it out, people. Let's see. Strength of schedule. Hold on. I got to find it. And mine incorporates not just rushing, bro. It incorporates PPR as well. So the toughest schedule for all running backs is J.K. Dobbins in the Ravens. And that's including PPR and rushing. So that's like the receiving schedule and everything that the running back's going to face from both a pass catching and rushing combined. So mine's going to be a little bit different. Miles Sanders is the 2nd toughest. The Cowboys with Tony Pollard and Zeke have the 3rd toughest. Jonathan Taylor. Let me put this on screen here. This is according to my data, which incorporates the PPR aspects as well. So many people have this strength of schedule stuff out there that doesn't incorporate pass catching. And it's like running backs are half receiver now. So here on screen, you can see it. Browns are 8th toughest. Lions. So Swift's got a pretty tough schedule, but it doesn't detour me away from the player. Like ETN 13th doesn't bother me. J.K. Dobbins, here's what this information should do for you, okay? It should help, just like the combine helps kind of top off what you're already thinking, okay? You already got this tall glass of information, and it's just a top off. It can't tell the whole story. You can't put a little shot of whatever you get at the combine in an empty glass and say Justin Ross is going to be phenomenal. This Ross kid at wide receiver is fast. He's going to be a great wide receiver. We didn't know anything about him, but he runs a fast 40. That's like throwing a shot in a big, tall 44-ounce cup. doesn't give you anything. But if you've got the cup filled to the brim and you're like, okay, I really love this kid Breece Hall, and then he goes into the combine and has one of the best combines we've ever seen. Top 5 combine performances ever, bro. Score of 99, Breece Hall. And he runs a 4.39. Guess what that little shot does on this full 44-ounce glass of information that's filled to the brim? You throw that shot of that combine information and it overflows. Same thing with strength of schedule. We worry about J.K. Dobbins sharing carries. We worry about J.K. Dobbins with the injury, coming back from injury. We worry about J.K. Dobbins getting his touchdowns vultured. And then you give me this information that is a shot glass of information. It's not everything. Overflow, bro. J.K. Dobbins, why would you go near him? Why would you go near him at this point? That information's just tells you even more of a reason to stay away. So if we organize this by easiest, let me refresh this and show you. We'll go from easiest down. You said it was the Bears, according to Fantasy Pros?
Yeah, man.
According to my information, the Bears rank 1, 2. They're on this list right here. What do I have? Let's see. The Bears rank. Don't I have them on here? Yeah, they rank 9th, bro. 9th toughest. 9th toughest because they're incorporating the pass catching part of it. 9th toughest. That means that like if we were in the olden days where running backs didn't like every running back's a PPR guy minus Derrick Henry. And maybe, Fournette can be some years and not other years. And but everybody else is like a PPR monster. Like, that's the way you come into the NFL now. That's the way the running back is used. Like, every running back on here catches passes. Zeke Elliott, now Tony Pollard, I think. Jonathan Taylor, Gibson, not Derrick Henry. Swift is a huge PPR guy. Chubb and Henry are, at 6th and 8th are the 2 guys that come to mind that aren't the heaviest PPR guys. McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, ETN, James Cook is going to be a 3rd down guy. Eckler, Barkley's going to try and catch a whole bunch of passes. Dalvin Cook catches like I'm saying the Bears don't have the easiest schedule. I'm saying the Bears are in the top 10 of the worst schedule combined. So it's all perspective as to what strength of schedule means and how you look at it.
But I'm on.
Macho says PPF rates the Bears as the 31st offensive line in the NFL. So take that with a grain of salt, but still good info to know. So just like I was saying earlier, that's a shot glass of information, and you got to judge how much does that push you over the edge. Like, is the glass already full of information and that shot glass makes it overflow? And you're like, damn, that's just one more thing to be concerned about. Or to be excited about. If you have like a situation where you're like, okay, worried about Kenneth Walker, but I love his talent. They drafted offensive linemen, and then PFF came out with some ranking that had the Seattle Seahawks as one of the better offensive lines. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying that would help make you feel much better about what you've already evaluated about Kenneth Walker. If you look at, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to incorporate it all, and you got to take some of it with a grain of salt, and you can't let, just like the preseason, you can't let the preseason influence you. The year Marshall Faulk fell off the face of the earth, some of you didn't have the luxury of playing fantasy football during the Marshall Faulk days. I did. I'm a dinosaur. But Marshall Faulk, the year he fell off the face of the earth, he had a monster preseason, bro. And everybody was all ready to write him off and take him out of the top 5, maybe even borderline first rounder. It was like, oh my God, Marshall Faulk, he's so good, but is he done? Is he done? It's kind of like where Derrick Henry is. Is he done? So many people loved him still. So many people were like, I'm backing off. This is too long. He's going to fall off the face of the earth. The injuries are coming. And Marshall Faulk had like 3 touchdowns in 1/2 of a preseason game, or 1 quarter. I forget what it was. And it was like, holy, like we went into drafts that next week and he was getting shot up the board. He was getting taken 1, 2, 3 overall. He absolutely busted that year. Like preseason can screw you, but it can also help make you feel better about what you already know. So definitely, use it to your advantage. Appreciate you, Overcome. Anything else?
Yeah, no, man. Just thanks for the insight, dude. I'll definitely check out your website. And,
call in anytime.
Thank you, dude.
TheFantasyFootballShow.com, bro. Get over there. Get the one-on-one text device. Let's see. On that note, let me check the text line. Let's see if there's anybody that's sending me a message. Here we go. Yeah. Let's see here.
Peace out.
Yeah, later, man. This is a trade question on draft picks. I love the draft pick stuff.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL.
Maybe a Stephon Diggs.
Jim.
Hey, Smitty. A lot of people expect big things this year out of Hollywood Brown and Russell Gage for obvious reasons, because the two big receivers are out for the first 6 games or so of the year. So my question to you is, though, once DeAndre Hopkins comes back and once Chris Godwin returns, what is your expectations for both Gage and Hollywood Brown after the return of the big wide receivers? Do they continue on their pace, or do they kind of slow down?
Good question. So the question is Hollywood Brown and Gage, what do we expect once the situations kind of change back to potentially normal? Thank you for the super chat, Overcome, dropping the WAD on screen. Always appreciated, Overcome. Always appreciated. And we had Ron drop one earlier. I think Ron was laughing a lot. That was kind of the commentary of what was going on. I think it says, release the Kraken. Smitty, you are the Kraken. Thank you. Sometimes I feel like the Kraken, and it's kind of a compliment to me. I have big energy, big hands, big energy. I like my analysts with big hands, big energy, big hands. I like my people with big hands. Gage in Hollywood. So thank you, Ron, for all the super chats and support. Appreciate you. I don't know, bro. I think Gage is going to probably be successful all year. I think if Godwin comes back, Godwin's probably still going to struggle. He's coming back from an ACL tear, man. ACL tears, you come back from an ACL tear as an injury-prone player, and don't give me that crap that Godwin's not an injury-prone player. You come back from an injury like an ACL, when you're an injury-prone player, you're probably going to have hamstring issues. Look at Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook came back from his ACL tear, and he had a hamstring issue, and his first year back was kind of a waste. Godwin is out for quite some time, bro. We don't even know when Godwin's coming back. And he's going to come back not 100%. Gage is probably
to the moon.
Going to have a moon type season, at least to the degree like where he's getting drafted. And Hollywood Brown, that's a different story. I think he could lead he could lead in the top 5 in receptions or something like that. Some big category for the first 6 games while Hopkins is out. When Hopkins comes back, will he even be healthy? Will the rapport between Hollywood and Kyler be dumbed down or watered down by the presence of Hopkins? I don't know. It may not change that much. We might still have a whole lot of value out of Hollywood. I imagine his value would go down a little bit, but maybe not. But I would say definitely Gage to the moon. Hollywood, he's gonna have a really good year, worth a 6th round pick by a long shot. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
What's up, Smitty? It's Mario.
Mario.
What's up? My work, we just started a fantasy league today, and I want your take on my team.
Okay.
So at the 3rd overall pick, I ended up getting Jonathan Taylor, believe it or not.
Okay.
So it went Jonathan Taylor, Javonte, CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, ETN, Kyler Murray, Zach Ertz, Mooney, my boy, Lazard, Harris, and then a bunch of other random fills.
Damn,
What
bro.
do you think?
I mean, I think first of all, no problem. I think it's a little bit of a brag call, right? But let's give you your standing ovation, because regardless of destroying, the fourth floor, the accounting floor at your place of employment, you absolutely blasted them. We'll give you a little standing ovation for this thing. I think it is a brag call. Like, you knew what I was going to say. You knew what everybody's going to say in here. JT, Javonte, Lamb. You got three guys that I consider to be in the top 5 at their position. You've got literally 3 guys that you would draft in the top 12. McLaurin, Etienne, Murray. Like, what do you want from me, bro? You're going to absolutely blast them. You might, if your boss is in this, you might be out of a job. You might have to cut McLaurin mid-season. Just cut him just to keep your job.
I just wanted your take. I don't know.
I mean, tell Grandma hi. Yeah, that's what. Is Grams in this league too?
I think someone's grandma.
Someone's grandma, yeah. The receptionist that's never played fantasy football ever is in this league. I'll play. The chili's on the warmer in the break room, by the way, but I'll play.
I got JT 3rd overall. I think it went Christian
3rd
McCaffrey, overall, Derrick Henry, and I snagged JT 3rd.
Yeah, okay, bro. Thanks for rubbing it in. What's up, Bap?
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Mr. B? What's up, Bap? What's up, Charles? All right, man. Anything else? You got anything serious?
No, that's about it. Darnell Mooney to the moon, but that's all I got.
Yeah, we got a subscriber. Darnell Mooney. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, he's gonna be overdrafted in some cases and totally underdrafted in others. I don't know that Mooney has like a set ADP. It feels like a wide open range of value. So, yeah, I agree with you depending on where you get him. But, yeah, some people are overdrafting him. Some people aren't drafting him anywhere, bro. It's like crazy. But yeah, call in anytime. Nice job. Hope that was a money league or a promotion. Maybe
that
a
was
promotion.
a money league. Yeah.
You what?
$25.
Yeah, but
$25 a person, 12 people.
Bro, that you might want to buy like bagels for the whole floor after you blast them and embarrass them with that team, and at least get some bagels and be like, hey, bagels are on me for winning. And then they'll be like, okay, he's a pretty good guy,
Exactly. That's a great idea. Yeah, I'm going to write that down. No, that's a good one.
Bagels on me after I mop the floor with you chums. All right. Later, bro.
Later, bro.
Just playing with Grandma. All right, what else we got? We got Jim. Jim, thank you for the question. Jim, did I answer your question fully?
Hey, Smitty. Games or so over the year. So my question to you is, though, once DeAndre Hopkins comes back...
Hopkins, yeah. So Hollywood Brown might drop a little bit, but I still think he maintains really good value. Plus, Hopkins needs to prove he can stay healthy and all that. The Bruce.
Hey, Smitty, who should I keep? CMC in the 2nd, Diggs in the 3rd, or Diontae
Who in the 3rd? Who did you just say?
I'm having back, and once Chris Godwin returns...
who do you say? Every time the Bruce tries to talk, we get a call. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do for you?
Release the Kraken.
Release. Is
What's
this
up,
Ron?
Smitty? This is Ron.
Ron,
baby.
what's up?
Yep.
I've been called worse. The Kraken is just one.
No,
of them.
that was a compliment.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
When you get all riled up, I can see the Kraken coming.
He's scary. He's mean. What's up? What's up, bro?
Hey, listen. I know we haven't really talked about. People need to realize. I think people forget. Like, they're all big into Jamar Chase and all these guys that just smashed it last year. But what people forget is all these guys that are going in the round 1 this year are all guys that were taken 4, 5, and 6, 7 rounds last year. And I think people put too much emphasis, especially on rookie receivers, when history shows you might hit on 1 or 2 rookie receivers maybe that'll jump out but most of the time it's like their third year, bro. I mean, that's the time period when you really want to look at those.
Why do you think I'm so excited? Yeah, why do you think I'm so excited about trading down this year, if at all possible? Like if I hit the marker board right here, I'm not sure if you can see this, so you can watch it on the replay. But where's my marker? Where's my eraser? I had the kids in here drawing on the boards, but we got like if you're, let's say, drafting at the 1.5 in the first round, and then here's the other rounds. So you got round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, round 6. I love getting out of this pick, even though I love Jamar Chase, even though I love Justin Jefferson, even though I love Austin Eckler. I'm not saying I hate those players at all, but when you could turn this pick into, so here's your original draft slots that you have, okay? I don't know if you can see this right now, but you can watch the replay. But once you trade this 1.5 down and you get an additional second and additional third, it's like this right here is just so much stronger. You don't miss a beat that much. Like if you're taking at this pick, somehow Debo falls here. But let's say, comparing apples to apples, your 1.5 got you a late second and an early third. Maybe you do take Hill. Maybe you don't like Hill. Maybe you like somebody else. That's fine. But Jamar Chase down to Hill to get this extra Herbert or this extra Breece Hall or this extra DK Metcalf or whoever you end up taking is such a big advantage. So you got Debo, Hill, you got Hall, you got Josh Allen. You get in this fourth round. Maybe you get Hall in this fourth round. Maybe you get in this third round. I don't know. The third rounder could be, name a third rounder. Let's see. Maybe AJ Brown, or no, we'll go running back. ETN. So now you have this team. You have Debo, Hill, Josh Allen, ETN, and Breece Hall. And I haven't even talked about your 5th and 6th rounder. 5th and 6th rounders are loaded too. 5th round, you're talking about potentially, Mike Williams or maybe a Kittle. You can even get Kittle in the 5th round right now. So let's say you get Kittle as well. Let's put Kittle in here. I mean, that's an insane team, man. Debo, Hill, Josh Allen, ETN, Breece Hall, George Kittle. It's so much better. It's so much better than having this first round pick. I'm all about trading down this year. All about it. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yep, and I could see, I saw everything that you just put up. I mean, I'm watching you on my iPad, talking to you on my phone, so there you go.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, bro, I just thought, we don't talk about it a lot, about these, especially the rookies, you can be high on them, but you got to watch where you take them, because most of the time, they're just not going to do it the first year.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think we got, I'm not high on this rookie wide receiver class, though. This doesn't have, Jamar Chase was easy to see coming. It was so easy. It was like seeing the shuttle already take off and head to the moon, and people are like, I wonder if he's going to get to the moon. Like, it was so easy to see. These rookie wide receivers aren't those guys. They're not Jeffersons. They're not Jamar Chases. Maybe they become, if I had to throw a name to it, like a T. Higgins. Like, maybe one of these guys could become a T. Higgins. Maybe one of these guys could become maybe a Metcalf or that level. But no one is a Jamar Chase. No one's a Justin Jefferson. Yes, there will be players that come out as good as those guys eventually. It always happens. Jamar Chase, I see Joel's comment, Chase is a unicorn. I mean, you could say that, but so is Justin Jefferson. 2 unicorns in the same 5-year span? I don't think so, Joel. I think they're both unicorns. They're twins. Jamison Williams, says Sindhu. Like, he could be really, really good, but he won't be good for a good year. He's not going to be that guy this year. It'll take him a full year. I think Justin Ross has some of that potential, but you got the neck and spine issue. I don't see it. I see Breece Hall becoming top 5 for running backs. I see Kenneth Walker being top 5 to 10 for running backs if they unleash him properly. Draft Kenneth Walker appropriately. Don't make the Kraken come out. I think Tyler Algier. I know everyone thinks I'm running back rookie hungry and I have the running back fever for the rookies. And I kind of do, but it's selective. I don't love every rookie running back. I didn't love Cam Akers as a rookie. I didn't love a lot of guys. You know, I don't just love rookie running backs. Tyler Algier, Rachaad White are the two running backs outside of Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall that I do love. I think Tyler Algier could be a monster.
Like you said, you know, I mean, with the rookie receivers, well, you can tell a lot of times with the rookie running backs, and rookie running backs, you can plug and play them, and if they're in the right system, they're going to have success. They have a chance of having success right away, unlike your receivers that don't have that high of ceiling to have success in their first years.
Yeah, and it's all case by case. Like, it's not a thing where people should have lower expectations for rookies. Stop overvaluing rookies. Like, some of that's true, but it depends case by case on the year. Kyle Pitts, easy to see coming. Jamar Chase, easy to see coming. Joe Burrow, easy to see coming. Breece Hall, I believe, is easy to see coming. This rookie Robinson coming out next year, if he doesn't get hurt and he has a good year, easy to see coming. He's a top 5 running back. I'm already telling you, next year's number 1 rookie running back will be a top 5 to 10 running back. Like, in my mind, he's got that much potential. I don't know if we'll have a handful of them, but we'll have at least one of the top 5 rookie running backs ranking inside at least my top 5 to 10 for 2023 and beyond. And Robinson is an absolute monster. And if he stays healthy and has a baller year, he's going to be the most clear-cut rookie running back prospect we've seen for a while. This will feel a lot like some of the guys that, like Breece Hall felt, I think, to a lot of people, not me, but to a lot of people, a rookie that may not have ranked number 1 in different classes, but I love this dude. Now, keep in mind, the year Jamar Chase came out, that was the first year that year, I believe, was the first year I had ever, Ron, in my 20 years doing this professionally, ever ranked a rookie wide receiver at the 1.1 in my rookie rankings. It has always been a running back. Jamar Chase and granted, I liked Devontae Smith a lot too, and I still like him a lot. But Jamar Chase not only moved up to 1, but I absolutely love Jamar Chase coming out of his rookie year, ranking him as the 4th overall dynasty player, which took a lot of heat when that came out. Now everybody loves Jamar Chase as a top 4 dynasty player. But that was the only year I ever liked a wide receiver as the 1.1 in a rookie-only draft. I'm not saying that won't happen again, but I think we're back on course for running back, and Robinson's going to be the clear one. Hall's the clear one. I like Kenneth Walker almost a little more skill set wise, but his situation's clearly a little bit behind Breece Hall, so you got to be very careful with it.
I think people get a misconception too, and they don't realize, like, the running backs in the draft have been devaluated. So your top running backs are going to fall to the 2nd and 3rd round simply because of the way the draft and people are evaluating them. But that doesn't mean that they can't be the top running back in the class, and people got to realize that just because they weren't taken in the 1st round doesn't mean they're not going to be awesome like Breece.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, look at Jefferson.
So, hey, I'm gonna let you go so other people can call in. But hey, bro, like I told you in the message, you probably haven't even seen it yet, but your show is the most interactive show out there, bar none. There are no shows like yours. And, you know, I just gravitated to your show. I've watched a lot of different fantasy shows, and yours is just iconic, and there's nothing like it out there. So,
well, broski to broski,
I'm gonna let you go, brother.
We gravitate toward you as well, whether that sounds weird or not. Appreciate you.
All right, we'll talk to you later. I'll be in the chat.
Later. We gravitate together here at the Fantasy Football Show. Appreciate your kind words, Ron. The show to the moon. Ron to the moon, the show to the moon.
To the moon.
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do for you? You might want to turn that down in the background, too, if you can.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, Smitty, how you doing?
What's up? Who is this?
This is Steven. I'm calling from Mass. I've been a big fan, man. I'm liking the interaction and with you and stuff, just like the other guy was talking about.
Appreciate you, man. What can I do for you?
Sean, I know your thing said on the chat it says like rookies, but I wanted to know are you big into the Saquon Barkley train? I know that he's definitely burned us so much with always getting hurt, but now it seems like Dayball actually kind of knows what he's doing, and it seems like they're actually paying attention to try to get the offensive line going and stuff. I just want to know if you think that it'd be depending on where he is, if you feel comfortable to going back into Barkley.
I'm sorry, who is this?
He might have top 5 upside.
Yeah, who is this again? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Steven. First of all, Steven, yeah, we're not talking about rookies. We're talking about whatever the topic is you bring up, and I put it on screen. So now it's Saquon. So appreciate your call and question. Saquon Barkley, I'm not super high on. It's not that I don't envision him bouncing back or having good value at a certain ADP. It really comes down to where is everybody taking him? What's the cost of entry? What's the risk level? What's the odds of him overperforming? Because everything for me, and Steven, if you take anything that I say ever and use it, and let's say you can only take one thing from my content ever, and you can never hear another word of what I say, this is the most important thing. When you're on the clock about to make your selection, every single time, whether it's the 3.4 or you go to the 4th round, it's your 4th round pick, you've already drafted 3 rounds and you're on the clock in round 4 or you're on the clock in round 5, reset your thinking, let everything go, and ask yourself the simple question: what player has the highest floor and the most ceiling, the most ability to climb up draft slots from this pick right here? And if you take that player, you may create a hole for yourself at your running back too. I'm not saying to draft multiple tight ends when you can only start one. I'm saying in your mind, who is the best pick for your team build? And you're not drafting positions. You're just, like I said, you already have a tight end. You can't take a tight end. You already have a quarterback. You can't take I understand all that. You got to encompass that logically, right? But when on the clock, what player can climb up the draft in hindsight and be worth so much who has the most upside and the least floor? And sometimes it can be okay if they have more of a risky floor than one player if they've got more upside. So Breece Hall might have way more upside and have a little bit more risk to start off slow because maybe Michael Carter is involved for 4 or 5 weeks more than we think. But if he has more upside, you can kind of make that judgment call. But every single time you're on the clock, reset your thinking and ask yourself that question: who can climb the draft slots more than any other player at this draft slot, and who's the safest player? And I venture to say that a lot of people disagree with me here, but Saquon doesn't feel like a good bet from 2nd round territory. The further he goes back, the more likely I'm going to align with other people on Saquon. So I like Saquon at 3.5, 3.6, 3.7. I don't like Saquon at 2.9, 2.10, 3.1. When we were on the clock in the throne draft, we had a lot of people wanting Saquon Barkley if he was there at 3.1, and I just didn't feel like he had a safe enough floor given we haven't seen him back. The only thing we have to go on is that he says he feels better, but we also heard a lot of things when he was supposed to be ready for week 1. Until I see it, I can't Smitty approve him anywhere ahead of 3.5. Doesn't mean he can't. Doesn't mean he can't do it, bro. Doesn't mean he can't be a top 5 to 10 running back. He clearly had that ability, but we're several years removed from that, and I don't think it's unreasonable for me to be give me him as a mid-third or later. Or it's not that I hate him. I'm just gonna let somebody else take that dive, and I'm gonna say give me ETN. And Don Draper wants to know ETN over Barkley. Give me ETN. I take ETN over Barkley 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10. That puts Barkley well beyond 3.3, 3.4 for me. And some are going to disagree. Look, I said Jamar Chase would be the difference maker for the Bengals. He was. Some hated that take. I said Devontae Smith was going to be a monster right out of the gate. He hasn't been. Look, you're going to hit stuff. You're going to miss stuff. I'm not going to be right 100% of the time. Sometimes things are out of your control. Like, it's just the way it is.
That's definitely true. And like where you're talking about, it's definitely all luck because like a lot of the players that we draft, we don't even know like they have that upside, but we can't even account for who's going to get hurt on our teams or not. And that's like the biggest thing with it too.
And situation, you can talk yourself in and be a little biased towards situation and say, like in the case of Devontae Smith got drafted into a god-awful situation at the time. I think it's going to start to turn into a good one because with A.J. Brown there, with Hurts finally having the weaponry to really unleash, you got Goddard, the Eagles are going to do some damage. And Hurts is going to be confident. And I don't think the coaching staff, Sirianni bothers me, but I don't think the coaching staff is going to hold this thing back anymore. That's what's been happening. I think Devontae Smith's going to take a nice little step forward. But I'll be honest, I was wrong on the impact he'd have right away. I'm not saying Devontae can't turn into a top 10 wide receiver. He could, but the odds are probably against it now with A.J. Brown there. And, you got to recalibrate. You got to step back and say, look, that one didn't hit, but that doesn't mean that you quit and go home or you're scared you threw an INT, you get out there, you start tossing more passes, we're going for home runs. Sometimes you're going to swing and miss, but you can hit those home runs, and we hit them more than we miss them here on the show. Saquon Barkley feels like just a little bit risky, but not horrible. Like, I'm not making you take a lap if you take him at 3.2. You take him at 3.2 and you like him, okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I don't like it for myself, but it's not a horrible. That's not taking Leonard Fournette at 2.5 is complete. Like, that's when the Kraken comes out and I start pressing buttons and taking laps. But like Barkley in the early third, I don't love it, but you're not gonna get a take a lap button.
I think like with me too is that like because I know like when I watch you guys' show and like you guys like do like a lot of like a little bit of both like expert leagues and like casual. I just like for me it's like in a casual league and I know that there's definitely like a lot of people that like I've already talked to like in the league. Like some people don't even want to take McCaffrey because he's like injured and like always like injury prone and like for me I just try to figure out like the best like value and like what you're talking about like resetting. The only thing I want to ask you is like as a draft strategy. How much should I put into like focus that like I know that like there's a lot of talented like players, but like there's a situation where their quarterback might stink or it's like you talking about like the coaching like schemes and stuff like that. How much should I put that into like consideration when I'm drafting and stuff?
Bro, I wish there was a formula for it. It's case by case. Like I tell everybody, it's like the shot glass example that I gave. I don't know if you heard it, but you have a 44-ounce cup in front of you and you're filling it with information. And once something's high enough and you feel a certain way and you've got this full glass to the brim and you give me a piece of information like this line's ranking bottom in the NFL in offensive line rankings, and you already have a 44-ounce cup full of doubt, like J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins coming back from an ACL tear, bro, in a running back by committee environment with a vulturing touchdown quarterback. Okay, my 44-ouncer is full to the brim of doubt already, and then you come in and tell me they have the worst schedule for running backs according to my strength of schedule. According to my strength of schedule, I got it right here. He has the worst running back schedule when you incorporate PPR and rushing strength of schedules. He's number one toughest. So that to me, this is where I say that's like giving me a shot glass of information, okay? Because strength of schedule is not everything, bro. But I already have my 44-ounce cup full. You pour the shot glass in, it's overflowing. Okay, if I had an empty glass, I had no doubts about a player like JK, and I poured the shot glass in, it would give me much information at all. So it's all case by case. You got to have a whole lot of other information compiled and in your mind, in an opinion already established. And then when you hear something like, strength of schedule or offensive line rankings, or do you worry about this stat right here? Like those things will make you hesitate. You'll look at it, but you can't base anything off of one simple thing.
Okay, that's what I'll definitely try to do because it just sucks because there's like a lot of great players like Michael Thomas, but I like him, but like you got to worry about like Jameis Winston and even like the Seattle situation. It's like they have they have two great receivers that I would like to take, but like the problem for me is like, are they actually going to end up getting Baker Mayfield, or that they're going to end up just like keeping what they have and like Geno Smith and stuff like that? And that's the type of stuff that like kind of like scares me.
Yeah, stay away from Dobbins, guys. I see you in the chat. Yeah, I mean, you gotta try and look, man. Here's the thing. I don't know if you remember the fantasyfootballshow.com or not, but I've got all kinds of stuff dropping the fantasy football courses and everything over there. You'll want to get on over there if you haven't. Basically, being a fantasy football owner, it's funny. Think about it for a second. When you're in school, what are you doing? You're learning. When you're at a job, bro, what kind of work do you do? You don't have to tell me where you work, but like, what kind of work do you do?
I work in like a dispensary, so I handle like just weed and stuff like that.
So if you were wanting to climb up there, you'd have to learn different skills. You'd have to get different certifications, I'm sure, and acquire these things, right?
Yeah.
Because if you didn't, you just sit there stagnant. You wouldn't really learn anything. Maybe you're fine doing that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with staying where anybody's at. Sometimes it's nice to be, not have the stress of moving up. But my point is, as a fantasy owner, if you want to become better, you can't stay stagnant in the things that you're weak at. You want to turn your weaknesses into strengths. And so, like at the fantasyfootballshow.com with the video courses and such, it's all about trying to figure out how to better your evaluation process. Once you hone in on that and you start actually improving and working on different things through mock drafts and through different approaches and different ways of thinking about it, like you get better at these areas. Instead of year in and year out, you got the guy that comes in that can draft well, but he's a shitty manager. You got a guy that can manage well, but he's a crappy drafter. And they just keep staying that way. Like nobody looks at fantasy like it's alert. Like you can get better every year, improve, and become a monster in every single one of the categories. So it's all about wanting to actually learn. That's what I love to do at the fantasyfootballshow.com. It's a learning center.
Yeah, that's what I like to do too. Like, cause like I've been in a lot of my leagues for like a while, and I just learn about like how like people draft, and I just try to use that as to like my advantages, or like if I knew it, I try to take like past experiences. Like for like last year, I had like Kyler Murray, and I didn't end up like getting into the finals, and I knew that like quarterback was like a weakness. So like for me, like I want to try to like get somebody like decent, and like my wide receiver, I had Chris Godwin as like a wide receiver 1, so it's like trying to figure out like stable wide receivers, so that way if something goes down, like I'm pretty much like set up like for like success.
Burrow
round, hear you with all that stuff, man.
Burrow round 5-6. Okay, bro. Appreciate you. Call back anytime.
All right, thanks.
Yep. All right, dial into the show.
Call into the show. Dial 602.
What do we got here? Bruce.
Picking between the three. Hey, Smitty, who should I keep? CMC in the second, Digger in the third, or Javonte Williams in the seventh? I'm having a hard time picking between the three.
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Hold on 1 second. Let's play this Bruce's message one more time.
Hey, Smitty, who should I keep? CMC in the second, Digger in the third?
Bro, Javonte is an easy smash in that, 7th round? That's not even close. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I help you with? Yo.
Oh, Smitty.
Yeah, who is this?
Is you speaking with Jayon, man? Titans fan, you know what I'm saying, man? I just want to ask you a question, man, about I got the 12th pick, right, man? And I've been thinking of this strategy because I want one of those. I either want one of those Mark Andrews or Travis Kelce, like I'm that guy, but I want to take a RB with it. And I was thinking of Mark Andrews with the 112 and then Javonte with the 113. Like, how you feel about that one?
Andrews anywhere. So Andrews inside, we'll call it top 14 is the topic right here. Top 15. That's too early, bro. I mean, like, I guess I'd ask the question, like, do you think Andrews will beat Travis Kelce this year? I mean, if you do, I can't really argue against the positional advantage you're getting if you believe he will be like that difference maker. But I think Andrews is like, look, you take Hollywood Brown away. There's two ways you could argue it, man. There's two sides of the coin. Will he be shut down because defenses will focus on shutting him down? Will Bateman replace Hollywood in terms of stretching the defense? Will the offense even be in the red zone as much? Will they struggle? I don't know. Andrews could be fed more and produce more and just be leaned on and just be a monster. But at 12 overall, I think it's a little risky. I think you could trade down. Can you trade?
Yes, it's a keeper league. We allow it.
Is it premium tight end?
No, just regular
It's
PPR.
regular. Yeah, dude, it's way too early. Like you could trade. Like if I'm not gonna talk you out of taking Andrews, but you could trade down, man. You could trade down to like 18 and probably safely get him. So if I'm you, I would take Javonte at 13. I love that idea, Swift or Javonte. Or if for any reason, like, even if it's dynasty, I'd take Kupp there. So, like, if any of the top 3 wide receivers or Swift or Javonte fell, take them at 13. I would trade your 12 pick and try and get a pick around 18 or 19 or something like that, and then move up significantly. Don't take some garbage move up later. Like, try and almost get an extra pick and just talk that person into you're getting a first rounder, at 12. It's just too high, man. It's too high. Like Andrews would have to hit a massive like home run to get your value back. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're even. It's not like you're even like I'm telling you he can't do it. He could do it. He could do it, but like then what? Like he earns his value. Like if you get Andrews at 18 and he's a top 10 guy, then bro, Andrews exploded from number 18. But if you take Andrews at 12 and he's a top 10 overall player, it's like you sweated bullets all year and you got what you paid, but you didn't like hit a home run with it.
Man, I appreciate you, Smitty. I'm gonna go back and listen to this later, man. I listen to your stuff every day, man. Appreciate you, man. Keep it up, man. For real.
Man. You got anything else? Call back. The phone line's open, but call in anytime. Appreciate you.
For sure. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Bruce, do it. The Bruce. Kenny.
Hey, Smitty, Stafford or Russell Wilson in redraft this year?
Stafford or Russell Wilson in redraft. You could go either way, but I'm going to go Russ, baby. Russ is going to cook. I think the Broncos, you got a lot of doubters of this Broncos team. Broncos, baby. Mario, appreciate Mario. Mario, in the house. Call back. I missed your call. We were clapping for Mario.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL.
Mario! Dial back in, Mario. Proud to be bunkmates with you, Shoddy said. Kayla. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do for you?
Hey, my name is Kyle. I am in a keeper league, and my keepers are Jonathan Taylor, Eckler, and CD Lamb. I won last year, so they gave me the 12th overall pick, so I have the 12 and the 13. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with that 12 and 13 spot. I'm assuming players like ETN or Hall will be available. And then you're looking at quarterbacks like Herbert, Hurts, Murray, and all the receivers like
Is this a keeper
Brown.
This is a keeper league?
Yes, it's a keeper.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm kind of giving you players that'll be available at that 12, 13 spot. I guess my overall question is, based on my roster, I have 2 stud running backs in JT and in Eckler, and then I have CeeDee Lamb as a stud receiver. I feel like I need to go receiver there because it's a 3 wide receiver and 1 flex, no tight end, and we have a quarterback spot. Am I shooting myself in the foot not going a receiver there if I decided to go like Hurts and ETN or Hall, or what would you be looking to do at that 12-13?
I mean, I don't pass on Hall. I don't pass on Hall. If he's there, I'm punching it, bro. I don't care. Like, because you can start 3 running backs, right? So,
Yep.
Yeah,
I put him in my flex, and then with my 501.
I mean, if you didn't have any wide receivers at all, I'd be worried about not having a wide receiver. But you've got Lamb. You can get St. Brown's. You can Elijah Moore. Like, I think you'll be fine at wide receiver 2 and 3. I wouldn't force it. Who are the wide receivers that are going to be there?
The possible, at least the receivers that are available right now, you have DJ Moore, McLaurin, Allen Robinson, Amon St. Brown. You have Hollywood. Those are
like
McLaurin's that I'm looking at.
McLaurin's the only player you named that is even in the conversation over Breece Hall and ETN. Like, who's your quarterback?
Okay. That's the other thing is, do I take a quarterback with that 501 like Herbert, Jackson, Murray, Hurts, and Burrow are all available?
So this 501 is the same pick that you'd be drafting Hall with?
No, because I have the turn, the 12-13.
Oh, you do, bro. Herbert. Look. It's not. There's nothing to even consider for me. Like, I could press the button now, get on a plane, and land, and be like, okay, where's my champagne? I'm walking to the bank right now. I'm getting chauffeured to the bank. It's Breece Hall, and it's either Herbert or Burrow, and you just walk away from the table. All done. Those are ballers, okay, bro. You could go ETN and Hall, but you can't start 4 running backs, right? So I would go Breece Hall. Yeah. I would go Burrow or Herbert. You pair that with Javonte and Eckler, and I would consider like trading Eckler for a pick that would get you, I would consider like a trade for Eckler potentially, but past that, because I don't know if he's got like a long time left, to be honest. I think he's got 1 or 2 years left, but I mean, past that, your team is straight fire across the board in Dynasty. You got Hall, you've got Eckler, you've got Javonte, you got Burrow or Herbert, Lamb. I mean, and you're gonna get. Maybe you won't get McLaurin or someone like that, but you never know who's gonna be there for you. You could get 2 Elijah Moore type players. You're gonna be absolute fire, bro. Not even a hesitation in my mind. Especially if you're talking dynasty, like it's a dynasty keeper. You can keep Burrow for as long as you want, or Herbert.
It's a 3 keep. So at the end of the season, you pick your best 3 and you move forward.
Yeah, I still do it though, because you're gonna win the championship. Yeah, and then give yourself that.
I guess my.
And don't trade Eckler. In that case, don't trade Eckler, because you're gonna have plenty of options. Eckler might not even be one of your 3 that you keep, and so I wouldn't worry about it. Eckler's fine now. I thought maybe it was a limited dynasty keeper type of situation, but
yeah,
insane. Bro.
With so many quarterbacks available, I mean, because there's also Pittman and Waddle and Higgins that are available. And if they fall and I can take them at the 501 and then come back around with Herbert, Jackson, Murray, Hurts, and Burrow all available, would you gamble and hope that one of them comes back to you at the 6? Or do you just hit the button on Herbert and say, well, I'll take whatever wide receiver left in the 6th round?
Only you can answer that question, my man. If you believe your people that you draft with, because I don't know them. I don't know them from Bob. Like, they may all wait on quarterbacks, like in the throne draft. I told my people, we get Burrow or Herbert at 4.12, piece of cake in this throne draft. And I knew it. So we didn't take Josh Allen. I'm an early quarterback advocate, but that doesn't mean I go early. Doesn't mean I don't use my noggin, bro, when I know what's going on, what time it is. Yeah. We waited on Josh Allen because we got Herbert at 4.12. If you know your people and you'll get Burrow with the next pick, then McLaurin and Hall would be a smash. But that's only if you know, bro.
Okay.
Because, I mean, Burrow and Herbert are that much of a difference maker. I like McLaurin, but, I mean, you could get, like I said, Elijah Moore and Herbert or Elijah Moore and Burrow. I mean, honestly, bro, that's better than going McLaurin and quarterback later. The apples to apples comparison. Yeah. Give me the Burrow or Herbert, bro. Give me that top maybe one overall scorer in all of fantasy football in Burrow or Herbert. That's what we're talking about there. I get it. I love Trey Lance later, man. I love Jalen Hurts later. You could get Jalen Hurts and McLaurin. That's not bad. Like, if you missed, you'd still be okay. Like, if you took McLaurin and you took the gamble, you're not going to be screwed. But give me whoever you're getting later with the Herbert or Burrow. But Hurts and McLaurin would still be fire too. So either way, you're looking good, bro. You set yourself up awesome. Congratulations. Keep balling out. All right, bro. Later.
Thanks. And you really do think that Herbert and Burrow are mounds ahead of like Jackson and Murray and Hurts, even though, with their legs and that upside in PPR?
No, bro. I'm just saying it over. No, bro. I'm just saying it over and over for fun.
Well, I guess I just, opinion,
it's a fun time.
You got great opinions. That's why I'm here listening to you.
Yeah.
What other than, you saying Herbert and Burrow, yeah, of course they're ballers, but what?
I mean, bro, could
Lamar
Jackson hang with them all year? I mean, it's possible. But I just, could Elijah Moore hang with McLaurin? It's possible. Like, it's, again, apples to apples. We could play that game all the way down the draft board. Like, what you just asked me, I could ask you about the 2 wide receivers we're talking about. Like, could Elijah Moore outscore McLaurin? Probably not, but like it could happen, or whoever you get later on. Let's say St. Brown falls. Could St. Brown outscore McLaurin? It could happen. Could Hurts outscore or Lamar outscore Burrow or Herbert? It could happen, but I feel that Herbert and Burrow, and if Burrow will fall, that would be the home run. McLaurin and Burrow, you might as well just you don't even need to draft the rest of the draft, bro. You crushed it. But can you get Burrow to fall? Only you can answer that. If you can, then it's the home run move of the century. But I don't. It just depends. You got to make that call.
Okay.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. Call back
All
if you
right,
have.
well, thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. What else you got?
Take it easy.
All right. Later.
Bye.
Call into the show. Dial 602 in.
Hey, Smitty, Stafford or Russell Wilson in redraft this year?
I already got that.
Okay, guys, I just drafted 2 picks in the Cooper Cup League for today. I picked up Burks and Chris Olave. What do y'all think? I got sniped. I was gonna pick up Hawkins and the tight end from Buffalo. So y'all sniped me. I mean, I was right there.
Knox.
And both my picks got sniped.
Knox would have been good. Olave, I'm not high on Burks right now, Terry. I know I was. Like, here's where you got to be honest with yourself. Me being, not you, Terry, me being honest with myself. Okay? Here's me. Here's me being honest with myself. Burks, I liked more than any other receiver based on paper, based on college film. He looks a lot like Deebo Samuel in the field, but his situation isn't good. He's struggling with the breathing. He seems like he's behind. I just like you've got to react, and I'm backing off of Burks right now, and I'm just not feeling it. And that's me being honest. And you want somebody to be honest with you, whether it feels like, oh, he liked Burks before, now he doesn't. He's flip-flopping. I'm not flip-flopping. I'm adjusting and adapting, and that's the way I do it. And some people are going to look at it a negative way. That's fine. I don't care. I'm not on board of Burks right now. Situation is garbage. I'm just not into it. I'm not into it. I'm getting a bad vibe. Olave I like a lot, but he's also got a volatile situation there in New Orleans with Mike Thomas, with the quarterback situation. It's volatile. You got Garrett Wilson. You could say there's some volatility there, and there's some competition. And you got Drake London. You got a horrible quarterback situation that may develop if Ritter gets in there. Who knows? Watson's got the best situation out of them all. So rookie-wise, redraft outlook for rookies, go ahead and give me Watson all day long. Because he's the one that feels like it feels like he's gonna get force fed and he's going to get a ton of work. Give me Jameson Williams long-term for rookies, and then I don't really know where I fall in the rest of them. Drake London, I like Garrett Wilson, probably second or third. And then it's like Drake London. I'm not as on board with Drake London as everybody else because I don't know that he's going to get fed like everybody wants him to get fed. MT, are we talking about MT? What are we talking about? Let's talk about MT. MT, we don't know what we're dealing with. This guy's running routes on the field. And granted, it's nice to see, but he's running routes on the field. He's making cuts. He's making cuts like my grandma makes, trying to turn the corner in the kitchen. And my grandmother's not alive anymore. So what's that tell you? MT isn't looking ready to go to me just because he's on the field running and cutting very, very rounded corners. Like, it's good to see he's running. That's a positive. But a lot of people acting like Mike Thomas is returning. The return of Mike Thomas, top 5 wide. Like, what are you doing? Have you not learned your lesson from Barkley last year, from McCaffrey a couple years in a row? Like, until a player that is completely injured and proven that he hasn't returned yet, until that player returns, you can't put your faith in that player to be the old self that they used to be. You got to be out of your mind to trust Mike Thomas at that kind of level of talent and output. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, my name is Bradley Montgomery.
Who?
Bradley Montgomery.
Oh, okay. Very formal. Bradley Montgomery. How can I help you, sir?
Hey, man, I was just inquiring about 3-0 pick in a full PPR league. I'm really leaning towards CMC, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get sniped above me. How are you feeling about Eckler at that 3 spot as opposed to Cooper Kupp?
Third over redraft PPR?
Yes, sir.
1 QB, non-tight end premium or anything weird like that?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Third overall. This is my ranking, and I don't blame anybody for being different. Like that's the nature of why we play. I'm not gonna rip on anybody for liking Cooper Kupp number 2 overall or whatever. But me, I don't have Cooper Kupp even 3. I have it going like to me it's JT, Najee Harris, or JT, Jamar Chase, Jefferson Harris. That's my ranking. I think Najee's deserving of the 2 pick if you want to go running back. I think Jamar Chase is deserving of the 2 or 3 or 4 pick if it's PPR. If it's non-PPR, then I probably drop Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, and Justin Jefferson below Najee and Eckler, but still up there pretty high. But I don't have CMC in my top 5. So if you're drafting at 3rd, if it were me, I'd feel very fortunate if McCaffrey went 2 or 1. I'm not taking Henry in the top 5. I'm not taking CMC in the top 5. Doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong if you like him there. It just means I'm not betting on that. I'm not betting on Mike Thomas and Christian McCaffrey and these guys that went down and literally have to prove their value before I just hand them the keys to my entire season.
And glass houses, glass mansions in a way, like total upside, but at the same time, I'm so scared to draft them,
Yeah. What's up, Thorbear?
Second year, I figure he'll be healthy.
Yeah. But don't be afraid of Najee, but the safest route, it's PPR, you said?
Yeah.
Safest route, to be honest, is Jamar Chase. I know it sounds crazy, it sounds high, but that's how I feel. Like in my gut, I feel like Jamar Chase is ready to explode. Now, he'd have to stay healthy. I can't predict that. I'm not overseeing his meal plans. I don't know what he's doing in the off season necessarily, or his workouts. He could tear an ACL on I can't control a lot, but knowing what I know and knowing how Higgins being there to keep defenses honest, it's really hard to double team either one of those guys. I mean, I really like it, bro. I really like the idea of, especially if you think like a Javonte could fall or something, then but if you think running backs will get gobbled up, it doesn't hurt to go Najee to be safe, or Eckler. If you're a running back guy, if you're
like a Javonte would be there.
If you're a worry ward about this whole thing, like, and you're going to be up at night, like, I have people that say, Smitty, should I do this? I'm like, hey, it's a little risky, but if you land Javonte in the second round, you're going to be balling out, bro. And they're like, okay, let's do it. And then literally nothing but regret, message after message. Smitty, I made a mistake. I've been up all night. I'm a running back drafter. I can't believe I went wide receiver. I don't know what to do. This Smitty, what I do. Like, if you're that kind of person, don't go crazy. Do your normal stuff. Najee, Eckler, very safe. You can CMC if you want. You know, don't let me talk you out of that. But if you think Javonte's there at the end of 2, bro, you go Jamar Chase and Javonte. I'm gonna want to shake your hand, young man.
That's some upset. What do you think about tight end following that, like Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews? Like, based on my group, it's highly predictable that they could be available at that 3 spot. You know, especially on that second swing.
Oh, in the second round?
After Javonte.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with Kelce there. I don't like Andrews round 2 ever. It's not a knock on him. Okay. It's just I like other players better. If he's there in 3, I'm okay with it. But like, you got to understand something. Like, my mentality is different than yours. It doesn't mean yours is wrong. If you like Kelce in round 2, there's some people that love Kelce at 15, 12. And I'm not. I don't rip on that stance. That's an opinion, and it's a certain kind of building. If you're good at building a team with an early tight end, it takes a special kind of person. Not that I don't think I can do that, but I think I build best for my skill set of finding sleeper running backs and sleeper tight ends and all that. Like, I am the number 1 ranker in the fantasy industry according to Fantasy Pros. 2 out of the last 3 years, I finished number 1 overall, and hundreds of analysts, bro, on the tight end rankings for redraft. So you're going to have me looking at different than you're going to be looking at, because I'm trying to land the next Hawkinson. I'm trying to land the next Waller. I'm telling people that Schultz could outscore Andrews. Maybe. Not for sure. I'm saying this is a bold stance, a bold take. I'm not here to make people say, yep, that's a great, I agree with that 100%. I'm here to kind of try and not make waves just for clicks. I'm here to make waves in the industry the best that I can and make people think outside the box. And Dalton Schultz, there's a reason why my tight end rankings are good every year, is because I try and figure out and pinpoint who those guys are going to be before they become them. Dawson Knox, absolutely love him, bro. You could get him in round 10. You give me Javonte and Dawson Knox, and then what running back are you getting in round 10 with Andrews? Give me Dawson Knox and Javonte over your Andrews and whatever running back you can even get in round 7. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Schultz to the moon.
That, just no-go.
Freiermuth to the moon. You know, and Freiermuth's not going to be as good, especially his quarterback situation. If you had a great quarterback, if Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers went to Pittsburgh, Freiermuth would be in the top 5 or 6 tight end rankings for everybody. That's how good he is, and that's how good his situation would have been. His situation is not great, so he's not going to outscore Andrews. But if you compare Javonte and Freiermuth to Andrews and the player you're getting, Freiermuth does his job very well, and Javonte smashes home my side of it to an amazing degree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But trust your gut. I mean, Andrews
is... I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and Andrews is, like, I don't mean to confuse you here by saying this, but Andrews is good in the top of the 3rd. I'm not against it. Like, you can still... Like, what if you did get... I mean, I'm going to send you away now feeling 2 different ways at the same time. What if you landed Pollard later and you got Andrews and Pollard becomes the starter and is a top 5 running back? You know what I'm saying? You can win. My point is, you can win 100,000 different ways, bro. Nobody's got the formula that works every time, or everyone would use it. You know, it's all about flow and landing this player. And if you get the next Freiermuth that becomes the next top 4 or tight end, or Knox becomes better than Andrews somehow, or Andrews gets hurt or misses games, and Lamar's thrown off by the fact that he lost his star wide receiver and the team wants to run more. Every time they try and mess with this Baltimore offense, it's disastrous. Hey, let's not have Lamar Jackson run as much. Let's hold him back. Now he's not the quarterback he wants to be. He struggled and busted. 2 years ago, Absolute bust. He was garbage the first 8 games of the season. Not entirely his fault. The team held him back. He couldn't be himself. That's not who he is. So they said, let's not let him run. And the first 8 games he busted. He was not even a top 10 quarterback for 8 straight weeks. And then they let him loose again. And it's so like you trade away his number 1 wide receiver. He doesn't want to sign a long-term deal. Why do you think that is? Why is he not inking? He could probably get whatever he wants right now. But he decided, I do not want to sign a long-term deal with the Ravens right now. Why is that? Why is he literally wanting to play for less money this year? Because he's uncertain about whether he wants to be there. Even though they've asked him, do you want to be here? He's like, yeah, I see myself here for the... Like, of course he's going to say that. But it's like, he's probably worried about whether they're going to set him up the way he wants to be set up. He wants to have things a certain way. So I don't know how we got on that topic. But anyway, appreciate you, man. Call in anytime.
No, dude. Yeah, take care of my man. You're a grind set. Just keep it going, dude.
Yeah, who is this again? I forget.
Bradley.
Bradley.
Yeah, calling in more, my man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Bradley. Later. Terry. Oh, I already played Terry's message. Graveyard voicemails. I think we're done. Voicemail group 2. This is the other Terry.
Hey, Smitty, Terry here. Love me some Bijan Robinson for next year at the 101, but I think I'm going to have to put my boy Jackson, the wide receiver from Ohio State, at the 1 over Bijan. That's just my feel, my take. I don't know. What do you think? But I love me some Jackson. Love Bijan Robinson too. Addison, the other wide receiver as well. And Charbonnet, the other running back, he's right up there as well.
Charbonnet. I think it's Charbonnet is how you pronounce it. Maybe I'm wrong, but Charbonnet is. I told everybody about this Charbonnet kid coming out, and then he decided to go back and play another year of college. But Charbonnet is an absolute monster. I don't know if he'll translate. It's not a guarantee, but he can't be tackled. Like, this guy cannot be. When I watch footage on. Look up Charbonnet. This running back is the most impossible to tackle running back I've ever seen. It's absolute craziness. But no, Robinson to me for now. And look, we got a whole season that's got to be played before we can actually, I think, say these things with ultimate confidence. But I could at least say for right now, Robinson's locked and loaded in my 1.1. Bijan Robinson is literally one of the best running back prospects, I think, as of right now in people's mind that we've seen in a long, long time. I can already give a moonshot to Robinson for right now.
To the moon.
Schultz to the moon. Definitely Schultz to the moon for sure, bro.
To the moon.
Call into the show. Dial 602-NF.
Terry, again.
Hey, Smitty, Terry here. A report out of Pittsburgh is saying that Pittsburgh is not going to be offering Diontae Johnson the Terry McLaurin money or any kind of 20-plus mills like most receivers have been getting to Diontae Johnson. That's a typical Steelers story there, because they did that one time with when they paid Antonio.
Scooby, Dawson Knox to the moon.
To the moon.
I'm sorry.
Antonio Brown instead of can't remember the other guy's name, but if that's going to happen and Diontae Johnson is not going to be a Steeler next year, I'm telling you, look out for George Pickens. This guy is going to be the real deal if Diontae Johnson is not a Steeler next year.
Yeah, look.
What do you think?
Look, I mean, I take a lot of heat for my Diontae Johnson doubt, you could say. And it's not that I don't think Diontae he can be a 4th round type of player. But, like, why take him there? You're taking him at his ceiling. Like we've been talking about all show. What player has the safest floor? What player can climb up draft boards in hindsight after the fact? You're like, man, this guy could be a top 15 overall. I think Deontay's ceiling is in round 4. I know a lot of you are going to say you finish 8, 9, 10. Is this the Dynasty show? No, it's not, Fantasy Dog. Climbing up I don't think he could. He finished 8, 9, 10 last year in wide receiver rankings. I get it, but Big Ben was there peppering him with targets. Do you guys remember how good Antonio Brown would be? And Big Ben would go down, and Antonio Brown, who's the clear-cut number one wide receiver in fantasy football for a long time. He was always the number one wide receiver. Everyone drafted Antonio Brown number one. But do you guys remember what would happen when Big Ben would go out? We got a subscriber. We got Ryan. You remember what would happen when Big Ben would go down? Antonio Brown with the Steelers would be literally not even close to a wide receiver one in fantasy for the entire time Big Ben was down. Ryan, I spilled. You guys want to see? I could show you. I spilled a Coke in the kitchen when you guys saw me in the beginning of the show, and there was like a minute left before the countdown hit. I ran out there. I got a Coke. I opened it up. I took a sip. I set it on the counter. I ran to the bathroom. I came back, and the Coke was overflowing everywhere. It's all over the counter. I had 20 seconds left. I came back in and did this show. 2 hours, Coke has been spilled out all over the counter. I hope Miss Smitty doesn't come home and see that. It's been there for 2 hours, or hour and how long we've been live? An hour and 50 minutes. There's a little bit of a Mexican Coke spilled out all over, bro, because I didn't clean up after myself because I had to go live. Things happen. Things get in the way. Priorities, bro. But that's out there on the counter. Diontae Johnson, he's not a fourth-round pick. I think you're going to be disappointed. I think Big Ben not being there to pepper him with targets is going to give you a different result, a different kind of Diontae. It's just not the same. So if I'm anybody contemplating Diontae, I would say round 5, which you probably won't fall to, or you let him be somebody else's problem. I'm not going near Diontae in round 4. And for those that draft Diontae in round 3, that's as bad as taking Leonard Fournette at 2.5. Like just a complete. I can't think of 3 players that I disagree with more ADP wise right now than Cam Akers in round 3.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
I would say Leonard Fournette in round 2.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
And Diontae Johnson anywhere in 3 to mid 4.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
And that isn't to say that I don't like Diontae like in round 5 or 6. Like I could take him there, but I'm not taking him in round 4. I'm just not. Just not doing it. Terry, thank you for the messages. Asher.
Yeah, Terry makes a lot of good points. Huge Steeler fan here. Just think that Steelers really only give those mega contracts to Hall of Fame candidates like, T.J. Watt or Ben Roethlisberger or Antonio Brown. Yeah, Terry makes a good point. I don't think Steelers are going to give him
Yeah, I think. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit that. Let's read Scooby Doo's question here. I'm gonna have the system read it while I handle this real quick.
How does Diontae Johnson not getting a big extension affect Rachaad White's moon landing?
How does Diontae Johnson not getting a big extension affect Rachaad White's moon landing? It's a good question. As long as the flux capacitor is at full capabilities by the time Rachaad White gets into ignition mode at a 2.41 gigahertz landing spot angle, we don't really have a whole lot to worry. We don't have a whole lot to worry about, do we? Get in there, mode. Get the moonshot. Thank you, Scooby. It's like Scooby's just reading the back of the Crest toothpaste. Crest has been shown to be an effective DK preventive dentifrice. White. Third down back. Cook and Buffalo. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to? Hello? I don't know. Asher?
Not sure Diontae Johnson's going to get paid in the long run. I agree with Terry. He might be on another team next year. But he's been really good for us. He's we got him in the 3rd round. We're just going to go ahead and draft another guy in the 3rd round and watch out for Claypool and George Pickens this year. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Claypool's going to get a lot of hate. Guys, Michael K. CPA saying amazing underdog was $500 contest called the Bulldog. He's talking about underdog, but underdog, go to the link in the description or go to right here. You can see this little banner. I have it at the top of my thefantasyfootballshow.com, or you can use promo code Smitty. The easiest way is to click the link in the description and get on over and play Underdog Fantasy like Michael K. CPA is talking about, because you can get these steals on Underdog right now. Like Burrow in round 5, 6. Oh, it's like taking candy from a baby in a Best Ball Mania 3 draft where there's $10 million in prizes in these Best Ball Mania drafts. $2 million to first place, $1 million to second. 470th place gets you $1,000. Like we always say, hey Ma, I finished 470th place in the Underdog Best Ball Mania promo code Smitty at Underdog Fantasy. I finished 470th place. Are you proud of me, Ma? That's horrible, son. My son's a moron. But Ma, think of all the meatloaf we could buy that you can cook for me and send down to the basement. Think of all the meatloaf you could buy with $1,000. Are you telling me 470th place gets $1,000? Yes, Ma, that's what I'm talking about. I don't think so. That sounds too good to be true. It is true, Ma. At Underdog Fantasy using promo code Smitty, it's literally like taking candy from a baby. 470th place gets you $1,000. I had a couple people tell me that my mom needed a throat lozenge, that my mom needed to drink a glass of water, that my mom sounds very angry. I don't appreciate. Actually, it's fine. She's kind of she's kind of screaming over there. I get it. Best Ball Mania. We will, Carlos. We always do those at night. This is the new show. This is the regular show. I think we're all set on all the voicemails. I think we got all those. Looks like we're on deck in the throne draft. Oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do the throne pick right now. We're on deck, but we can at least, I think they're already voting on it. So let's look at this. Who are we taking with this next pick? We're on the clock here next in the throne draft. This is perfect timing. Here is the throne draft here. We've got obviously the far left squad. Our team is also right here. Let me go ahead and show our team off. This team is fire, straight fire. Look at this roster. Justin Herbert, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Tyreek Hill, Mike Williams, DeAndre Hopkins, Dawson Knox, Tony Pollard, Brandon Ayuk to replace Hopkins until Hopkins is ready to come back, Tyler Algier, Rashad White, Alec Pierce, Ty Davis Price. We're up. There's 3 more draft picks. There's no kickers, no Ds. We do need a backup quarterback. What do you guys think we should do here? Looking at quarterback rankings, Deshaun Watson is there, if you dare. I mean, what if he gets 6 to 8 games, though? You know, it's something to talk about. I'm not saying I want to take him, but we are on deck, so we have back-to-back picks. We could literally take Watson and Davis Mills here if we wanted. I'm not saying I want to. I'm just saying, what if he gets 6 to 8 games? What if he gets 6 to 8 games? Well, at least we'll have something to celebrate if it ends up being something like that. But Davis Mills I like a lot. Watson I like a lot. Justin Fields is pretty good for a fantasy perspective. Jamison Williams is there. We do need a backup quarterback. We could just take one. We could take just Mills. And then running backs that are available, Chuba Hubbard, Deonta Foreman, Zamir White's interesting, Sony Michel, Ingram from the Cardinals, the rookie, Gaskin, Carson, no thanks, Dearness Johnson, Trey Sermon. We do have Davis Price, and Trey Sermon is looking pretty shifty right now in practice, I might add. There's a lot of good reports coming out about this kid finally getting it together. We got Batty. Batty's available. Snoop Connor is available, that Jacksonville running back, rookie. Wide receiver, we have David Bell from Cleveland, the rookie. Mechie. Not a lot of great options available at wide receiver, to be completely honest. I think in the queue, I had queued up Mills, Sermon, Zamir White, Robert Tonyan. We do need a backup tight end. Our tight end is Dawson Knox. We could use a backup tight end. We don't necessarily need a backup tight end. You can usually kind of pick one up. Landry's okay. McKinnon, no thanks. Tua, no way. Moon Rock, come on, bro. Wait, Tua? Did you say Tua? Where am I? My Tua Broncos. Bro, did you say Tua? Did you say take Tua? Bro. Did you say take Tua? Absolutely. He's the best player on the board. He's the most accurate quarterback. Not only is he the most accurate quarterback in the NFL, he's the most accurate quarterback available. No, look, I mean, you could like Tua. I'm not going to rip on Tua. I like Davis Mills. I think Mills is a baller. It wouldn't be crazy to go Watson and Mills, broskies. It's not like we're passing on a lot of great talent. You know what I'm saying? It's not like there's a lot of amazing talent sitting here. This is a lot of mediocrity. So, like, would it be crazy to go Mills and Watson? No, it wouldn't. Crowder's gone, by the way. Silver. I know Silver won at Crowder pretty bad. He just got sniped 2 picks ago. Silver's going to lose it. Silver's going to absolutely lose it. He's like, we better get Crowder on this next pick or I'm going to be upset. This is Silver. We don't get Crowder, someone's going to get hurt. I got you guys last pick. You better get me Crowder or you better get him to me now. Or it's going to get ugly in this mug. It's going to get ugly in this mug. I'm going to get upset. This is Silver signing off. Better get my boy Crowder. If Crowder gets taken before our pick, I'm going to come across that screen, Smitty, and I'm going to get upset. Silver's going to be upset. Tight ends available. Gronk retired. Tonyan hurt. And Joku, honestly, I mean, Zamir White's kind of interesting. Davis Mills and Watson. Watson could last, but, like, I don't know. It's just, like, I don't know why I feel like Watson. Yeah, Silver's mad. Sorry, Silver. I don't know why Watson's appealing around 15 to me right now. I just feel like, what if they come back with a 6 to 8 game crap? And we have Watson on the bench. I'm just saying. We shot the bed on that one, says Silver. I don't know. Davis Price is pretty good. I like Alec Pierce. Crowder and Davis Price would have been okay with me, Silver. It was fine. Take Cameron Brate. I don't know, Lincoln. I'm okay with whatever you guys want. I'm not a big Brate guy. But he could be okay, bro. Who are we going with, guys? Let's vote it out. That way I can just make the selections. I probably won't draft them live. We're going to do it now. So let's vote. Everybody vote your 2 players you want back to back. Go. Vote. Vote on the screen. I will put it on screen. Stash Odell. No overcome. He won't be ready till real late in the year, if ever. Alex is Tua. Oh, God. If we take Tua, I might throw up live on the show. I might throw up right on the show. Tonyan. Mills and Tonyan. Matt Ryan. Is Matt Ryan there? Oh, Matt Ryan is there. That's not bad. I didn't even see Matt Ryan there. Watson Mills, says David. Olave he's gone, I think, bro. Yeah, Olave's gone. Winston and Tonyan. Silver knows what's up. Tonyan and Mills. Watson and Mills. Mills and Tonyan. Matt Ryan. Tonyan and Winston. Mills and Everett. This is getting close, guys. Come on. Winston and Tonyan. It's all over the map. Matt Ryan and Mechie. Curtis Samuel. I don't know. Curtis Samuel is... The odds of Curtis Samuel being healthy, bro, are like the odds of lightning striking me right now with no clouds in the sky. It's the daytime. Overcome with a super chat. Overcome says, already have the glasses. Tua, the hidden gem. Thank you for the super chat. Tua seems more fun. I don't know if he's okay. Tunyon and Winston. Tua and Watson. Ryan and Tunyon. Oh my God, we're all over the map. It doesn't matter. QB, you'll have Herbert every time. Yeah, but we do need to back him up. Watson's just interesting just because I know we take a lot of crap from the other communities when they do the team reviews if we take Watson, but I don't know. It just feels like, what if he gets 6 to 8 games and we've got him as a backup? That's pretty good. I feel like he should be out for the year, but I just think they might do some 6 to 8 game stuff. Mills is good, though. Matt Ryan's pretty safe. Fields is pretty safe. Might as well take Watson, actually, says Scooby. Tua and Tunyon. Mills and Mechie. We're all over the map. I don't know. We got to start doing polls. Watson is terrible. This is Andrew. You don't win playing safe. It's true. I mean, you can, but I get you. I feel you, bro. Kind of feel like Tunyon might be a leader based on the votes, and that's not what I necessarily want. I don't mind him, but like I'm trying to be honest with this process and have you guys draft him. You'll be dropping Watson by week 4 with the buys. Is true. That's true. We can't afford to hold him. I like that take. I like Chris Evans. I don't know about that, but Fields and Tunyon. Okay, so I think Mills got enough votes that I think we can go Mills or Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan or Mills. Okay, so let's narrow it down to Matt Ryan and Mills. Matt Ryan or Mills. If you want to throw Fields out there or something, you can. But Matt Ryan or Mills, vote. Go. Matt Ryan or Mills, vote. Vote now. Brian Mills. Or Davis Mills. Isn't Brian Mills? Brian Mills is in Taken, the movie Taken. Davis Mills. Ryan, Tua, Mills, Ryan, Mills, Ryan, Tua, Fields, Ryan, Fields, Tua, Ryan, Fields, Ryan it is. I'm going to be honest with the process. It's what you guys wanted. So, Ryan, and if Ryan's taken, we'll take Mills. Okay? Because we're on deck. So they could take Matt Ryan. Next up for us would be who? Do we go Tunyon? Or do we go with Zamir White? Or do we go with... I didn't really hear a lot of other options that seem like they would be vote winners. Kind of feel like Zamir White's worth it, because what happens if he ends up starting games? I really like Zamir White. Backup tight end, Tunyon. So Tunyon or Zamir White? Tunyon. Tunyon for upside. Okay. And if, let's say, Tunyon's taken, we'll go White. So we'll go Matt Ryan, because that's what the vote wanted. If Matt Ryan's gone, we'll go Mills. We'll go Tunyon, and if Tunyon's gone, we'll go Zamir White. End of discussion. Case closed. That's going to do it for today's show. We went 2 hours and 8 minutes. We went an hour and 8 minutes over the normal time. Like, that's how we roll here. I'm live every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, which means I'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday show at 7 p.m. Eastern here on the Fantasy Football Show here on YouTube. Subscribe if you're new. Don't just look for me. Like, subscribe and help the channel out. Wipe your feet on the way out the door. Hit the like button so you can help me help you. Get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com to get your text advice, your one-on-one advice, your Discord access. All of that is at thefantasyfootballshow.com. Get over to Underdog Fantasy, link below in the description. Use promo code Smitty or the link below. And I answer every single question in the comments. Not in the live chat here, of course, but once the video goes onto YouTube right after I end it, it's got 0 comments. You can ask me a question and test me. Try me. Appreciate every single one of you. See you tomorrow. Later. I do like Batty, Silver. Just real quickly in the chat, if, let's say, one of the guys goes, is everybody okay with Batty? So we can give Silver what he wants. Plus, I really do like Batty. Batty over Zamir White. I'm kind of feeling that. Anybody want to agree? Anybody want a triple stamp, a double stamp on that? Are you going Batty instead of Zamir? If we end up seeing Tunyon or whatever get taken? Kind of like Batty. Almost like Batty over Tunyon. Almost think we go Matt Ryan and Batty. Oh, Batty last round? Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. Okay, good thinking. But if Tunyon does get taken, we'll take Batty for Silver. We'll come around for Bubba and take Batty in the last round for Bubba. The last round, Mr. Irrelevant, is going to be Silver's Batty. I love Batty. Batty's good. Appreciate you all. Deuces.
Until next time, Bubba. Catch you later, Bubba.